The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Representatives from 47 species crowded the crystalline chamber, their translators creating a cacophony of overlapping voices. At the center podium stood Ambassador Cannet of the Zephyrian Empire, his silver scales gleaming under the chamber's artificial suns. "Order. I demand order." Canet's voice boomed through the hall. The crowd slowly quieted, thousands of eyes turning toward him. "The matter before us is grave. The Kresh Armada has declared war on the human homeworld." A collective gasp rippled through the assembly. Councillor Vexna of the Aquilian Federation rose from her seat, her feathers ruffling in agitation. "They're attacking Earth? Are the Kresh insane?" Canet's expression remained grim. "The Kresh believe humanity's recent expansion into the Outer Rim constitutes an act of aggression. They have assembled a fleet of 10,000 warships." 10,000? Someone whispered from the back rows. "Councillors, please." Cannet continued, his three-fingered hand gripping the podium. "We must decide whether to intervene. The Treaty of Andromeda forbids what?" A clear, defiant voice cut through the assembly. Every head turned toward the human delegation's platform. Anna stepped forward, her boots clicking against the polished floor. She was young for a human ambassador, barely 30 cycles, with dark hair pulled back in a practical bun and eyes that burned with quiet intensity. Unlike the elaborate robes and biological displays of the other species, she wore a simple black uniform bearing Earth's insignia. "Ambassador Anna," Cannet acknowledged with a nod. "The council was discussing—" "I heard what the council was discussing," Anna interrupted, her voice calm but carrying an edge that made several nearby representatives lean back. "You're debating whether to help us. Allow me to save you the trouble, we don't need it." Shocked murmurs erupted. Vexna's beak clicked in what passed for laughter among her kind. "Child, the Kresh Armada is the most feared military force in 3 sectors. Your species has been spacefaring for less than 2 centuries. You have no orbital defense platforms, no dreadnoughts, and your largest fleet consists of—" She consulted her datapad. 400 vessels. Anna smiled. It wasn't a pleasant expression. "That's correct, Counselor. 400 vessels, and we won't need more." "This is madness," growled Ambassador Threxus, his bulk shifting on his reinforced seat. "The Kresh will glass your planet within a solar rotation. We should at least evacuate your civilians." "No." Anna's voice was ice. "Earth doesn't evacuate. Earth doesn't surrender. And Earth certainly doesn't hide behind the Galactic Council while someone else fights our battles." Cannet watched Anna carefully. He had studied humanity extensively since their arrival on the galactic stage 50 years ago. They were a contradiction, simultaneously violent and compassionate, logical and emotional, individual and unified. But this confidence bordered on delusion. "Ambassador Anna," he said gently, "I understand pride, but this is extinction we're discussing. The Kresh have conquered 17 civilizations. They don't take prisoners. They don't negotiate. They eradicate." Anna met his gaze directly. "Ambassador Cannet, how many wars has your species fought?" "The Zephyrian Empire has engaged in 12 major conflicts over our 4,000-year history. 12 conflicts in 4,000 years. Anna nodded slowly. "Humanity has fought approximately 14,000 documented wars in just the last 5,000 years. We've perfected violence in ways your people can't imagine. We've fought with sticks and stones, with swords and shields, with bullets and bombs, with lasers and antimatter. We've fought on land, sea, air, and space. We've fought each other when we had no one else to fight." The chamber fell silent. "The Kresh think they're predators coming for prey," Anna continued, her voice soft but carrying to every corner of the massive hall. "They're wrong. They're prey that doesn't know it's wandered into the wolf's den." "Brave words," Vexna said, though her tone was less mocking now. "But words don't stop warships." "No," Anna agreed. "But humans do." Cannet felt a chill run down his spine despite himself. There was something in Anna's eyes, not madness, but certainty. Absolute, unshakable certainty. "The Council will observe," he announced finally. "But we will position humanitarian vessels at the border of your system. When the battle concludes, you will need medical aid and evacuation support." Anna inclined her head. "Position them if you must, Ambassador. But keep them outside engagement range. We wouldn't want them caught in the crossfire." 72 hours later, the Galactic Council's observation fleet maintained position at the edge of Earth's solar system. Every screen showed the same impossible sight. The Kresh Armada had entered human space. 10,000 warships, each capable of cracking a moon, moved in perfect formation toward the small blue planet. They broadcast their intent on all frequencies. Total annihilation. Kanat stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching his monitors with growing dread. Beside him, Anna observed silently through a quantum comm link. "They're launching the first wave," his tactical officer reported. "Missile bombardment commencing. Impact in 4 minutes." The human fleet, those 400 vessels Anna had mentioned, suddenly scattered. But they weren't fleeing. They were positioning themselves in patterns that made no tactical sense to Kanat's military AI. Then, Earth fired back. What emerged from the planet's surface and asteroid belt installations wasn't just weapons fire. It was a symphony of destruction crafted by a species that had been refining the art of war since they discovered fire. Kinetic kill vehicles traveling at relativistic speeds. Antimatter torpedoes that could vaporize capital ships. Swarm missiles that adapted and learned as they flew. Electronic warfare that turned the Kresh fleet's own systems against them. And worst of all, autonomous hunter-killer drones that treated void combat like sharks treated blood and water. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it ended, 300 Kresh ships limped away in retreat. The rest were debris. Humanity hadn't lost a single vessel. Kanat stared at the displays in horror. Not at the destruction, but at the efficiency. The cold, calculated, terrifying efficiency. Anna's voice came through the comm, still calm. "Ambassador, the Kresh survivors are broadcasting surrender terms. Earth accepts. We'll send medical ships to recover their survivors and return them home. We don't like bullies, but we're not monsters." Kanat's voice caught. "You could have destroyed them all." "Yes," Anna admitted. "But we didn't need to. The message is sent. Now the galaxy knows. Earth protects its own." As the human fleet began rescue operations for their defeated enemies, Kanat understood something terrifying. Humanity hadn't just won a battle. They had demonstrated why no sane species would ever attack Earth again. The Council had worried about the wrong thing. They should have been worried about whoever was foolish enough to make humanity angry.